Hello, this is Starshot here to welcome you to another Let's Play of Castle in the Darkness. We last left off backtracking back here to the castle dungeon, where we were able to find a new weapon, as well as another boss, and another page for our Book of the Dead. We'll be needing that later on with all the pages if we want to 100% complete the game. And now I'll be looking around the next castle area and see if there's anything I missed there. Or the castle area that's kind of red in color. I forget the exact name for it, but that's where we'll be going next. It's too bad there isn't like a teleport nearby, as far as I recall. But it shouldn't take us too long to get to that next section, as long as we don't insta-die here too quickly. So let me try that again. It is nice that they do keep track of how many times you died, I guess, but it might be one of those things you know, just like, because it's a good way of at least keeping track of your progress. Like if you want to play through this game a lot of times and just see how well you can play through it without dying, it's kind of up to you. But I usually consider just playing through the entire game, you know, get all the items, get all the equipment, beat all the bosses. I kind of feel like that's a pretty good indicator of how much you like the game or how much you want to enjoy it, really. Trying to play through it quickly, I know that's something some people like to do, and I understand kind of the appeal for it, you know, that perfect run and all that, but I sort of like taking my time, exploring the area, kind of seeing what all there is to do, and kind of just doing it once, maybe twice if it's really that fun. But for the most part, I usually play games or replay games like very, very little. Like the most I've ever played a game is probably either Secret of Mana or Final Fantasy IX. It's probably my most played game so far. And actually, I need to go through the other way just to see if there's anything there, because I think I forgot to go that way. Oh yeah, this is the dark area here, where you can't really see anything, so it's kind of up to you, but I recall I think there's a lamp or a spell that might help you see in that area there. I forget what it's called. But that is a place you'll need to visit, because I believe there is a page of the dead there, or a lost page as it's called. I can probably worry about it later, maybe. Or I guess I should at least give it a try. Or maybe at least, I think I'll find a closer save point at least, since kind of going through all this is a bit tedious. And supposedly those paintings we see are supposed to be like clues to something. But of course I don't recall what the exact clue is just from that picture alone. Here we go. Closer save point. So this should make it easier to try and go through this room here. Make that rooms, apparently. So at least we are getting some light here, but of course you kind of have to be careful so you don't get, you know, killed too easily by whatever traps or spikes might be hiding in the darkness. It'd be nice if the fireball could actually help here, or even that splash attack I have. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I just found my way into the torture chamber, which is another section that you can explore. It's definitely somewhat optional here. But if you want to 100% complete the game, you will need to visit this section. Which, as you can see so far, it's not too bad, but now here we have our friendly neighborhood spikes that get to roam around the area here. What the? Oh, I was able to hide in that. I always find that kind of weird you can do that. Let's see, is there anything over here? Oh, that was close. And this button just closes that there, so... Oh well, let's hopefully get to that save point we saw up there. Ah, darn it! Of course, I was at the point where the spikes, I couldn't see them, so I hit them instead. So far, I guess I didn't have too much problem in the beginning, even though I do feel like I was a bit lucky. And some of the enemies here are definitely difficult, but it looks like the traps are a bigger problem if you ask me. Which is, I guess, why this is called the torture chamber. It's always a bit of a nerve-wracker there. So, but don't press the button apparently, because it'll just do that, or cause more problems for you instead of help them. God darn it. Yeah, this zombie here is kind of annoying with how tanky he is. But thankfully I found my way to the save point here. So that should at least give me a bit more leeway and not have to go through this first initial section again. Oh, and this is where you have to have the bird, or the falcon, as we found him, if you want to open that door there. That's... Okay, and the saw blades are insta-death, so... But thankfully we did, you know, get to the save point here, too. So that should help. Now I just have to get through all that again and, you know, get to that door. And we do definitely know the saw blades are instant death, so we would be, it'd be disappointing if they weren't, right? You know, we spent all this time trying to avoid them, and, you know, you only get hit and they're not really instant death, so you could have just taken as many hits as you wanted. But yeah. As I said, it would be nice if they kind of, or no, I didn't mean to, I wanted to save here just so I don't have to re-equip the Falcon. It would be a lot better if, they kind of had a better way of indicating kind of what could insta-kill you and what didn't. Because as you kind of saw early on, there were some spikes that could kill you and then others that didn't. And now, of course, I'm having all this trouble with the saw blades. There we go. So, now we find our way here. Looks like we only have one way for these spikes here. But at least we can turn them off. So, but as you can see here, we'll need to try and find our way over to this page here. Phew, that was close. And there should be some other stuff to pick up as well. Okay, there's a boss. Boss with a giant glowing weak point. Now we just need to be able to hit him. Oh, darn it. And avoid the bones while we can. Oh yeah, my magic is just the bird now. I was trying to actually charge up there, but nothing was working. It'd be nice if there was more spots to hit, but I think we're kind of need a different approach for this enemy here. Yeah, it'd probably be better if I made use of the axe if we want to take care of this, since for the most part we don't really need to kill that many enemies as far as I've seen here. Like the blood guy we can avoid, he just sort of wanders around a bit. Kind of have a broken friend here who we need to open the door. Okay, come on. Take care of them. Take care of the zombie. I don't want to have to deal with his blood spatter messing me up here. There we go. I also feel like the spikes are a bit too loud sometimes. Okay, let's see if I can do this again. Ah, darn it, I messed up there. I guess I should see, or wait, I forgot to change out my weapon here. I guess I should at least see if I can unlock the door here, and then... Okay, yeah, so the switch is, or the block is still gonna be there even after we've unlocked it with the bird. So all we have to do now is change that out, and we'll be able to have hopefully a better spell that can actually attack bosses. So, let's see, what would be good? I guess something that might actually hit the enemy sometimes, so let's just go with the E-splash here. And save, so now we have our axe. We should hopefully be able to do better against the boss this time. Because our biggest problem was not being able to hit him, which is always important. I guess with how far he kind of goes, it's not too much of a problem here. Same with the spikes here, but I'd rather be safe than sorry in this case with how difficult this area is. There we go. With the saw. There we go. Yeah, there's probably not much point in trying to charge magic here. I don't think it does really that much damage to him. It's more or less just trying to hit him in his glowing weak point here when you can. Because his movements are a bit erratic. They don't have like any specific pattern other than just kind of flying around the room here, which is why trying to use the sword would be a lot more difficult to fight him with. But it looks like he does at least move faster as you get him lower on health here. Darn it. What am I doing? I don't really need to worry about him. Like, for the most part, I think the axe is my best ranged weapon. I know there are, like, one or two more you can pick up. Oh, that was a bit close. I know there are a few more ranged weapons you can actually pick up. But, I guess because of the arc, it at least kind of covers a certain area that might hit better. Because we know the boomerang kind of arcs in a hoop. Let me just try and dodge this one now. It really takes, you know, you kind of really have to time it just right, and you have to really focus on it. There we go. But yeah, it looks like he moves pretty slowly in the beginning, but as you continue doing damage to him, he starts moving faster. And he usually avoids the ground for the most part, but we did see sometimes him getting close to it at least. So he's definitely one of those ones you kind of have to get a bit lucky with, as well as just watching kind of where he moves and doing your best to time it just right. And watching out for the bones. Those are kind of annoying to deal with. Ah, darn it. I was getting pretty close there, but he definitely does speed up, which makes things a lot harder. Darn it, I was pretty sure I jumped there, but it didn't seem to respond. Okay, that was my fault for being too early there. And I should really be trying to avoid this damage I'm taking here, since I'll probably need as much health as I can to defeat this boss. Darn it, I shouldn't have double jumped there, but oh well. This is definitely, like, games like this definitely do frustrate me, like, even I'm not immune to, you know, just how annoying some games can get with their difficulty sometimes, but as I did say, you kind of make this as hard as you want it to be, because you can kind of defeat other bosses, try to level up and have a better time, or try to get better equipment. Oh, that was close. You know, like, from what I remember, there is a bow in this game, but I kind of forget how how it shoots, so I'm not sure how. Ah, darn it! I'm not really sure how good it is, so I'll try one more time to get to the boss, and before I think I should call it for now, because for the most part, I should be able to avoid him for the most part. It's just a question of kind of making sure making sure that I can avoid any of his shots or his body that kind of moves in the way. Of course, I'm not really, sadly, I'm not at my prime really, with at least in terms of my health here. It would be nice if there was another save point before this. But this boss is kind of weird. Like, I can understand the usual snake with a glowing weak spot at the end of its tail here. But, you know, I don't really kind of understand the skeleton motif here. And can it just stay like that for me, please? That would be great. But sadly, no. He's not going to stay huddled in a corner there for me to just wail on him. darn it. It's, you know, this increased speed and just where he moves is throwing me off here. Like, apparently just getting him down to this much health is when he gets erratic. Alright, I should probably call it before this video gets too long, so join us next time as we try and tackle this worm and hopefully defeat him. So until then, have fun gaming.